What's up, everybody? Abide Podcast Men's Discipleship.
I got you.
How we doing this morning? It's October 10th.
It's deer season.
It felt like deer season this morning.
Man, it is all right.
Walked outside. It was felt like it was in the upper 50s, and it's feeling good. November's getting here quicker and quicker, and I'm excited about it.
Yeah, we got to go opening week, chase a couple deer, and
Let's talk about that for a second. How? Give me your analysis on opening week. What are our expectations? And
I'm gonna be honest, I was disappointed we didn't have more big deer.
Yep.
But there's some big deer that they're just not at the camera right now.
Well, they'd still not cut the beans, and if you're a Midwest guy, the crops and the ag are they're big thing when it comes to deer movement.
They starting to show up though with the cold front coming in.
Yep, big boys will start show up. We actually had a pretty good buck show up on both of our cameras.
Yeah, we got a buddy down there, a couple buddy, Anthony and Tyler's hunting right now, so maybe we'll get a report while we're here. Somebody got one this morning, but the other part is bear season starts next week.
Bear season starts in South Carolina, October 17th, and I got about a 350-pound bear on camera right now, and I would love to put air through that joker.
Yeah, it would be nice.
Yep, excited about that. I'm stressed out a little bit though,
because you don't have any.
Well, normally this time of the year, I've already got like a hit list for my South Carolina deer, and I don't have anything that is exciting on camera right now. Now I've got the does beyond measure, and I'm thankful for that. Matter of fact, you helped me do a little doe patrol the other day. You and Luke did.
My boy got one.
Big shout out to Luke Childers. Got him a big doe.
On video.
How big was that doe?
142.
142 for a South Carolina Oconee County doe.
Yeah, big old doe.
Put a dead meat on him?
Yeah, mega meat.
Mega meat.
Mega meat.
What's your analysis of that?
Bo, it was a quartering two shot, and he blew through both shoulders.
Did he?
So, yeah.
That's awesome.
Pretty sweet.
Well, I'm just going to keep pouring the corn to the does, and hopefully
the bucks will come.
The bucks will come. And if it's like anything else in life, where the girls are, the guys will show up.
Absolutely. And usually they get you in trouble. The girls get you in trouble. But,
That's
you know,
right.
you said you're stressed, and it's silly, but every deer hunter knows, as silly as it is to think about I'm stressed, I don't have a buck on camera right now to hunt.
Things are changing.
Think about, a guy who's, this is your hobby, this is your passion, and Dr. John and I, one guy we hunt with, John, he calls
was on
it.
the podcast earlier on.
Yeah, he calls it, it's starting to feel the pressure.
Oh, yeah.
Starting to feel the pressure, second week's of November's going, third week's going. You start really feeling the pressure. And, man, the thing that we love begins to stress us.
Absolutely.
And we were going to talk about stress, but it's wild to think that stress comes on different levels on different areas. But
stress, it's a word that just within itself can bring about stress when you start talking about it. But we're going to tackle stress today and how it affects us as men. Godly men trying to live for the Lord, trying to do what's best according to Scripture, trying to lead our families, trying to be the best husband, be the best dad. But stress is something that all men deal with, and I don't care who you are. I don't care how spiritual you are, how much you read your Bible. Stress is something that's going to show up. Mm-hmm. It's going to show up in your life, and how you deal with it is what's going to make or break you.
And we're saying the word stress, but we know that it's kind of the 3-in-1: stress, worry, anxiety. They're the same symptoms. They all kind of have the same face, different areas. But every guy that is struggling with stress, anxiety, even down, you can just say the word fear, worry,
frustration.
There is this place where we rarely talk about it. We internalize it. We just kind of dig through it. And we say this all the time, that guys have this knack of just, I'll figure it out.
Why don't we talk about it?
Because it shows weakness, and men celebrate strength. Yeah. And reveals a weakness, and the last thing you want to do is reveal a weakness.
What, you mean you can't handle what you're going through right now?
Yeah.
You can't handle that? You're not in my club, right?
Yeah.
That's how people look at you.
And one of the things that we rarely go, yeah, me too. What we do is, I'm praying for you, bud.
Yeah.
Like, opposed to going, yeah, me too, man.
I appreciate you opening up,
Yeah.
but I'm not going to tell you what I'm doing.
Oh, yeah, no. But there is this place, as you said already, you can love the Lord and you can know the truth of the Word of God, but you can still walk in this. And I want some men to be free from it.
Absolutely. Now, I want to stress. I want to stress this real quick. I want to make this very, very clear that we're not saying that if you have stress in your life, you're not a Christian. We're not saying that. We're saying that as a Christian, you need to learn how to deal with stress when it comes up, because it's going to show up. Stress is not a sin, but stress can lead to sinful nature.
Yeah.
Stress can lead to things that are not what God wants us to do, and can deviate us from the path that God has us has planned out for us. But when it comes to stress, it affects men on so many different levels. It affects us physically. It affects us emotionally, mentally, emotionally. How can we're really not qualified to talk about the physical stuff. I mean, we could have Dr. John in, and he could talk to us a little bit more about that. But
I would say the only way I'm qualified is to know that I can tell you I feel it, I wear it, I carry it.
I do get tired.
That's where I know
it wears
that
me down.
It defeats me in a way that it then has other ugly faces. Meaning, my wife can go, "You stressed? Well, why did you say
Absolutely.
that? Because you literally bit my head off." Because
they can see it too.
Yeah,
Your
you got
demeanor,
some anxiety, and the thing that I want to make sure, and we've said this a few times on this podcast, feelings are real. That you feel anxiety, you feel fear, you feel worry, stress. That's a feeling, and that's great. But feelings are gauges, not guides.
Yeah.
And so when you feel stress, that should not be the thing that it should be gauging, hey, something's wrong. But it shouldn't be the guide that goes, this stress is going to push me to X, Y, Z. It should just be revealing there's this place in my life that's causing stress, anxiety. And then that gauge pushes us back to, the steps that we're going to talk about. There's some process to walk through it. But too many guys let it keep being their guide. It guides their day. It guides their emotions. It guides their responses to their children, to their wife, to work.
Think of it like your truck or your vehicle. You're going down the road. The gas gauge on your truck is to let you know the level of gas you got in your truck. Mm-hmm. It's not to put fear in your life all day as you're driving your truck. And you're like, you know what? I'm afraid I'm going to run out of gas, so I'm just going to park here at the gas station all day.
Yeah.
That's not what the purpose of the fuel hand is. It's the gauge to let you know, hey, you're getting close to empty. You need to get to a place where you can refuel and refill. And I think what we're trying to talk about when it comes to this, there are gauges in your life. Stress can be a gauge, I guess, however we want to categorize that. But there are times in your life where you're going to have to look at the gauge and say, okay, I'm getting low, but I'm not going to base how my whole life is dictated upon this little feeling right now. Mm-hmm. But the tank is getting empty. I'm going to have to do something different.
Yeah.
So,
like you said, light comes on. One of the things that we have to be really careful in is that when it reveals something, let it reveal something. Let it gauge some things. What we can often find is that it's fear driven.
Yeah.
And remember, fear is not a feeling. Fear is a spirit. Paul told Timothy, I did not give you this, that God did not give us the spirit of fear, but of power, love, and a sound mind. But when we're walking in stress, we're walking in anxiety and worry, all of a sudden that begins to guide our lives and not the Spirit's guiding us.
So, we talk about our physical demeanor. What about emotionally? How does stress affect us emotionally?
I shut down.
Yeah.
And when I say I shut down in communication. I work harder. I'll dig. I'm just like every other guy that goes, I'll figure it out.
If you're like me, if I'm dealing with stress, I don't want to be around a lot of people. I want to go get by myself and I want to work on something. I want to go, I do. I want to go paint a room, or I want to go,
Organized, clean.
absolutely.
Yeah,
I want to
Same
get
here.
busy so I can process some stuff. And but with that being said, just the other day was at hunting camp. I wasn't stressed, but I wanted to get some stuff done.
Yeah, we was
And so I was working on a tree stand. I got over there, and I kind of like to. I'm one of those guys. I like to do things, and I know how to do things, and I want to do it. And
You got your way of
if
doing
I
it.
need help, I'll ask for help. And I'm not trying to say that in a bad way, but I'm not one of these kind of guys that need you to hold my screwdriver for me to the side or stand over me with the instructions. I can read. I know how to do it. So I'm over there doing my own thing, and some guys come over there to you, and they're like, "Is something wrong with Trey?"
It was funny. Corey and Bobby said, "What's wrong with Trey?" I said, "Nothing." He said, he's been real quiet.
Yeah.
What's that got to be with anything? Yeah. But I think it's funny.
Is Trey mad at you? No.
What I think is funny though is though that when you're doing something and you're working on something like that, your mind's over here because you're focused. When stress, worry, anxiety is the thing we're focusing on, all of a sudden that thing happens is I'm not talking.
Yeah.
I'm not communicating. I'm not sharing. For me, the gauge for me is realizing, and the light goes off because there's two responses right here. Whatever the thing is, whatever causes the stress, the fear, the worry, the anxiety, there's two ways you see God. You see God in a situation and you go, you broke something. Something is needing fixing. There's a problem and you need to fix it. You either run to God or run from God. You either see God the Father as you broke this window and you go, he's going to be pissed and I'm out of here. And you separate, you run, or you go, hey, my daddy can fix anything. My father can fix it. I'll run to him.
Yeah.
I wish I could tell you that somebody that's a disciple of Jesus Christ, that loves him, who's made their life this is my vocation. I am a pastor. I wish I could tell you that when stress, worry, and anxiety comes in my life, my first response is to run to God and go, hey, I can't do it, help. It's my sin nature, just like every other man that's listening right now. It's going, shut down.
Sure.
Let me figure it out.
Emotionally, when we allow stress to start affecting us emotionally, do you feel like that begins to spill over in the relationships around us?
Oh man, for sure. Yeah, 100%.
Your how do you react to your wives? How you react to your children? On an emotional level, they need you to check in and be dad.
Mm-hmm.
They need you to check in and be protector, provider, lover, all that kind of stuff. Because they got needs, they got issues, and you're still the man of the house. You still got a purpose in your life. And then if we allow this stuff to overbear our hearts and overbear our minds, and then we come in and we've got a task to do, it can have a major ripple effect on the family.
I can't tell you how many times. It's never happened with my son. I've had a bad day. I'm stressed. I have something going on, worry, anxiety, whatever. And my son has never, ever, and it just reveals the difference between guys and girls. My son has never been like, tough day, Dad? Got a lot going on in your mind?
Yeah.
I mean, nothing. He's so disconnected to emotions. But I can't tell you. I bet hundreds of times my daughter Addison will walk in and just hug me, and she'll go, "You had a bad day, huh?" And I'm like, "What?" Yeah, she goes, "I can just tell," because she's so connected to it, and it's just so funny that guys, my own son, like he's so disconnected to it, but I don't even know I'm putting it off. I don't even know that I'm just short. I'm just quiet, and I'm like, oh man. And the thing that I'm now realizing is, I asked Addison the other day, I go, "Why are you worried about me? You keep worrying about me. Why are you worried about me?" And she didn't say this. She said her answer, but I think in her answer, what she was saying is if you're worried, I'm worried.
Sure.
Because you're the leader. Like, you're the one. We all following you, Pops. Like, I look to you as you got this. And you know what?
If you see me running, run too. Things just got real bad, right?
But do we have it all the time? No.
No, we
and
don't.
I know I don't. And so I'm carrying it. And the ones that are going, you got this, you got this. If they see me worried, they see me stressed, they're the first ones going, uh-oh.
That's
So now
stress within
it's-
itself, though, knowing that you have to carry that.
Oh, man, yeah.
That's
and-
stressful.
And I don't say this a lot because I hate the word fake it till you make it. But there are times that I have to ask the Lord, help me shake this right now.
There
like
are
I'm
times-
carrying
yeah,
something.
I
but
agree.
let me just shake this. My family doesn't need to see this.
There are times that you have to pause before you walk into a room, let's just say spiritually or emotionally or whatever. You have to wipe the sweat from your brow because there are some people that don't need to see you sweat. And that's tough.
Yeah. 100%.
You know, there's some people that don't need to see you cry.
100%.
And in certain situations.
Yeah.
And that's tough. That's tough as a leader because we live in a day and a culture where there's a lack of men. There's a lack of men, men. We've got a lot of soft guys out there today, and they cry a lot
Well, and so I want to say,
over their coffee's not right.
I want to say something though. When you were saying that, makes me realize the stress that's just in that.
Absolutely.
Because if you know that our roles as men, God has called us to know Him, love Him, serve Him. That is what He's called us to do. And then in that, now from that, go be pastor, protector, and provider. And when you realize the stress of right now, I'm not with my children. I can't protect them.
Sure.
Provision. Pastor, like I know me. I know my own. Like all of a sudden, just the job description brings stress. You go, uh-oh.
Yeah. Well, me and you was talking about this the other day. I pastor a church, pastor a great church. I love this church. Church is seeing growth. We just took on another campus. We got another campus we're opening up in just a few weeks. Excited about that. I am a redneck country boy from Oconee County. I dropped out of college after 2 years to take a full-time job. Went back to Bible college to study pastoral ministries. Didn't finish it because I went into a building program. We've got like 7 hours left. Need to go get that fixed. Yet, with the job that me and you face, we have to oversee budgets. We have to take care of personnel. We have to deal with everybody else's problems as far as, marital problems. So we've got to be marital counselors. We've got to be suicidal people I think I'm going to take my life. Well, let me talk you off that cliff.
It's funny you said that because recently somebody asked me what I did and it just came off. I said,
don't know.
It depends what
A
day
lot.
it is.
Yeah, it depends
Yesterday I was a plumber. I've been a plumber, an electrician. I've been a counselor.
Absolutely.
I've been a foreman for a job.
I was a project manager for this building right here.
Yeah. What day is it? I don't know. Depends
Absolutely.
what day you catch me.
But,
By the way, I'm leaving here to do landscaping at the church.
Yeah.
Landscaper today.
I got to go do a wedding here in a little bit, and they're building a building on the property right now. So, but you have to.
I'm
how do you
stressed just
deal with
talking
that?
to you right now. the more you remind
Yeah,
me.
we're going to shut this down. The stress is over. No, but how do you deal with that? Because it can overload you if you're not careful.
Okay, I want to tell you seasons. I believe there's some seasons I carry it better, and my wife knows it. And my wife has said in the last few years, deer season's almost coming, baby. Mm-hmm. And I go, man, it's crazy my wife knows it. She knows it. There's something about me getting alone up in a tree. And listen, the therapy is not running an arrow through a deer. The therapy, and we've said this so many times, I walk into the woods with this weight that I don't walk out of. The expression is, I always walk out of the woods with less weight than I walked in with. And that's me every time I go in the woods. I just get alone. And it's not about killing a deer. It is really about sitting in. I love to say, almost begin every hunt with, hey, God, let's go sit in the tree together.
That's good. I want to call you bluff on something real quick.
Okay, why?
Because I've shared deer camp with you a lot, and we're going to share many more.
Okay.
So I know you, and you know me, so you can call my bluff. We don't carry the stress of work to deer camp. We go when we have a good time. However, there is another stress that shows up at deer camp. And about day 3, if the buck that we think we've got patterned isn't there,
Yeah.
about 30 minutes into the hunt, you'll be texting me and you'll be like, man, I need to move trail camera. Man, I don't know what's going on.
Stand
So I'm
anxiety
going
is
to
a real
text you
thing.
back, and I'm going to be like, how'd that conversation with Jesus go this morning? It's a good stress.
That's why
though.
we sit in the tree an hour
That's
before
right.
daylight.
Hey, I've often told people, and listen, I'm going to say this. You need to find you something.
Oh, yeah.
You need to find you something, if maybe it's with your family, maybe it's hiking, maybe it's get out in the outdoors, do something. For us, I love spending time with my family, but my wife will tell you this, but there are times that, and she's even told me before, you just need to go deer hunting. She's like, you need to go deer hunting. And
it's
I'm
good to
like,
get along in the
you're
woods."
right, I do, because it's a nerve pill for me. I don't drink, I don't pop meds, I don't smoke stuff to get a relief from this kind of stuff.
We call it tree therapy. Yeah.
I'm not a tree hugger, but
Yeah. Yeah.
it's a nerve pill for me, and I need that. But there's, how you deal with stress, I think is a big thing that people need to ask themselves these questions, because you deal with the emotional stress, then it can affect you mentally. It starts affecting. Am I capable of doing this anymore?
Yeah.
Can I keep doing what I'm doing? Is this marriage worth fighting for?
Yeah.
Are my kids worth fighting for? Is this job worth fighting for? Do you know any pastors that have walked away from ministry
Many.
because of stress?
I know of two right now. They're on it, talking them off a ledge right now.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So
Were they called to pastor?
absolutely.
And yet stress has done what? It's made them question whether or not they're called to do this.
And so we're going to kind of begin. We began with the end in mind, and it's this right here. It reveals we need Jesus.
Absolutely.
We were never meant to carry this. We were never meant to be able to handle all this. And he goes, hey, how's that working for you? One of the number one stressors, I'd say, is finances with people.
Without a doubt.
I hear that's one of them. And Jesus, his first sermon is he addressed that first. Matthew 6, 25, he says, I tell you, don't worry about your everyday life, whether you have enough food or drink or clothes or what you wear. And he begins to unpack things that it costs money. All of those things, they're values. They're things we put value on. And he says, aren't you more valuable than the birds and the grass? I've clothed them. You're more valuable, but you're putting a value not on me, but on these things. Right. And he's kind of trying to flip it, going, hey, this is relational, and you're making it about the stuff. Sure. And he immediately leans in on that. And when he leans in on that, I love how he says it. He says, seek first the kingdom of God and everything else. His righteousness. You abide with me, and all these other things that you're worried about. Listen, the number one thing that I want in your life is that you abide with me, you walk with me, and it says, don't worry about tomorrow, because tomorrow has its own worries. I'll take care of tomorrow. But you know as well as I do how many men are carrying, and ladies, but are carrying this financial burden of the things. And when he used in his first sermon to think 2,000 years ago, that was still a stressor. That was still what people were worried about. And he was like, you know what I'd love for you to worry about is abiding with me. Yeah. What if you put a little bit of that thought process? How much time have you spent worrying? How many angles have you thought this project, could we do this? What if I did that? Whatever. How many times have you taken that much energy and put it towards abiding with me and leaning in on me?
Let me ask a question when it comes to finance. Now, a lot of guys feel like if I can have more, I'm going to be okay.
Man, isn't that so true?
So if I work harder, I'll have more money. More money's going to make my life better. That's. I mean, when we talk about finance, listen, and we're not just pointing our finger at you, because we deal with it all the time. You got a girl about to go to college. I've got two in college. So we're trying to find some side hustles right now. We've been talking about doing some cows. We've been talking about doing this and doing that. Why? Because we're worried about the financial stress that's about to put on our life.
I guess it's a real thing.
So guess what? Now we're like, hey, let's get some more stuff to be stressed about there too.
So
Does that make sense? We think that if we add more to our life to get more money, things are going to be better. But the problem is when you get more money, usually you want to spend that money on stuff, and then that just makes things more stressful. And you get to this level and you're like, well, that's not enough. And I guess the point that I'm trying to make here is this: when it comes to stressing over finances, you will never find the joy and satisfaction of life just by seeking for more money.
I heard a study a couple weeks ago. I was listening to a podcast, and they were researching 100 years ago and 200 years ago. Our generation has more money and more things than any generation has ever been, ever. And there's never been a generation more stressed, more anxiety, more worry in their life. And you go, wait a minute. And by the way, this was a secular study. So more stuff, and the more clothes, the air, the food, like all the stuff, the things that you have to financially buy. You mean that stuff has not been bringing us joy? I mean, it was literally like, I'm so glad when culture catches up with the word that the study was so it's not fixing it. Because think about it. 200 years ago, you know what I'm worried about? Dude, I hope we're not hunting in my appendix ruptures. I'm dying out there. I hope I don't get the flu. I'm going to die. Like I'm seeing like worries.
Our worries back then would be like, if we don't shoot 25 deer, we're not going to have enough meat for the winter.
Yeah, I mean, like, so to know that this lie that we all bought into of American dream, of more stuff means better life, more things will make us happy. Dude, that lie is the thing that I think that men are just heaping on themselves and their family. And that's why when Jesus said, listen to me, those things have added stress. Come to me. Like, I'm not adding that. When you abide with me and walk with me, you'll start realizing the weight of those things mean nothing in my presence. But 2,000 years ago, he's speaking this in his first sermon. And 2,000 years later, we're still preaching this sermon that Jesus preached. Like, guys, his presence is the present.
Absolutely.
Like, it's what present will you go buy that's greater today than his presence?
So let's make it relative today. We both have perfectly fine functioning trucks. You've got
Funny, I wrote that down.
Do you?
Yeah.
What year's your Tacoma?
Which one? That's just it.
The one you drove today.
It's 08.
You got an '08 Toyota Tacoma. I mean, those things are bulletproof. How many miles you got on it?
200.
200,000.
Yeah.
I've got a 2017 5.6 Tundra, bulletproof. Got 270,000 miles on that thing.
It runs fine.
It runs fine. And yet, because of the American dream, we was talking about this the other day. We was looking at new Tundras and was like,
And by the way, it's almost a house payment too.
it's almost a house payment. Why? Because we seen somebody else driving down the road and it looked real good.
Man, it's shiny.
We were so happy with
like
our
shiny.
vehicles until we seen what somebody else had.
All right, this is the story I was thinking of. All right, you want a new truck, right? A new Tundra truck.
I don't need you to speak that in my life right now. It makes me stressful.
But think about it. Last week, we're in the woods. I'm driving your truck. You're in the passenger seat. And we come to these limbs, and I go, we need to get out and cut them. And you go, man, it's a hunting truck.
It's a hunting truck.
Drive through. We got a brand new Tundra. I'm driving it. We hit those limbs. What's the first thing you're stressed?
First of all,
you're
you would never be driving my new Tundra. And if you ever touched a limb with my new Tundra, you're going to get punched in the throat.
Think about how that works. You want something, a new something. That new something immediately is going to be stressful when you take it in the woods.
Absolutely.
Isn't it crazy that you think that thing's going to bring you joy? It brings more stress.
I agree.
And I am the one
I brought
that
the point up. You don't have to preach to me.
I'm saying I'm the one that is thinking I'll like this. It'll make my life better.
I'm stressed that I don't have it now.
But really, if I got in your truck and we did, to know how you would be stressed. Now,
You know who would be stressed? My wife would be stressed that I'm putting miles on my new truck. I love my wife, but she gets stressed over me driving my truck. You're putting too many miles on that truck. It's got 270 at this point. We are past that point, but it's still a great truck. And I guess what the point is that sometimes you need to stop and you need to look at the situation and you say, hold on a second. Just because somebody else has something doesn't mean I have to put that stress on me to get it.
No.
Because we've had to talk each other off the cliff. I'll send you pictures. You'll send me pictures
Of a truck.
of trucks. And we're like, now, can we afford it? We probably could afford it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do we need it, though?
No.
My truck is running fine.
But that very thing it's speaking to us as a man, it's this happy. And happy is happenstance.
And trying to be like everybody else. I think one of the biggest problems we face is
the comparison trap.
we've got to be like somebody else, or we got to be better. And that puts stress on us as men.
Well, or I would say mine's not comparison as much as I like it. I mean, I just like shiny things. I like nice things. I love fixing trucks up, and I like it.
I'm willing to pay. This is how stupid things can be in your life sometimes. I've got a perfectly good 1794 Toyota Tundra. It's got 270,000 miles on it. Yeah. But it doesn't have the nice screen like Lee's got in his new truck. His screen is like a 8x12 screen.
It's bigger than any iPad I've ever seen.
Mine's like a 5x5. It doesn't have Apple Play. It doesn't have, I can't adapt to the way. And I've contemplated going and buying a new truck just so I can have a nice screen. And my wife told me the other day, she's like, you don't even listen to the radio. And I'm like,
True story.
you've got a point there. And I said, but I want something to where I can put my Waze and my GPS and it adapts, because my truck doesn't do that. She's like, so you want to go buy a brand new truck just so you can have a GPS? I was like,
Somebody listening right now is going, hey, bud, for like $500, you can get a brand new.
actually, I priced it at 600 something bucks. But I guess that's where you have to call a timeout and say, hold on a second.
Yeah.
Do I really have it that bad? Are there things in my life that I can just fix and not have to compare myself to everybody else? And back in the day, the old mossy oak camo and stuff like that, we used to think that just poor people wore this. Nowadays, that is it.
It's coming back around.
It's going to come back. Just hold on to that old truck. It's coming back around. You know what?
Hey, guys. So we just finished session 1. It's going to be part 2 of stress. And so we want you to come back. Trey's got such wisdom on what this is. Like, subscribe, be a part.